Hello, I'm Dana, and if you're new here, I've been an interior designer for the past few years and I make videos about interior design. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the different career paths that an interior designer can take. The most common path for an interior designer is to work at an interior design agency. So basically in industry, you're working for a company that acquires clients and then you basically do the design work for them. When you work in a design agency, you can work in different fields from residential to commercial to office design, and I would say the most common two are commercial and office design, but there are definitely some residential jobs out there. Before I started uni, I thought that all interior design jobs are just residential, but that is really not the case. So I've just been working in commercial. Just to clarify what commercial design is, it's basically any shop. It can be a big retailer like H&M, but it can also be a supermarket. There will be a lot of commercial design agencies, so it might be easier to get a job rather than going into residential, just because there's a lot more commercial clients. And think about it, pretty much every job on the high street or every job that you see will have to be fitted out, and there's usually some money allocated in the project to hire a designer. Whereas with residential design, only the really wealthy people can afford it. But then there's also other fields, like you can design offices. A lot of companies specialize in that as well. Every medium to big company needs their offices fitted out, so there's definitely a good opportunity there as well. And then think of any public space like museums, libraries or schools. And then when you're thinking about spaces that the council and the government own, they can be designed as well. So then you'd be hired by a local council. So that is the second route you can go down on. Usually it's not that easy to find a job for the council. They're very rare and they're not paid as well as when you're working in the industry, but they are a lot less stressful. So that's one thing I would say, that when you're working at a design agency, it's very fast paced. It can be quite creative. You can work at a lot of different projects, but you also have the benefit of getting a regulated salary, holidays, and you'll have a retirement plan in place. Whereas the next option I'm going to talk about, you don't have all of these things guaranteed, which is becoming a freelancer. So when you are a freelancer, obviously you get a lot of flexibility. You can make your own hours, you can choose your own clients, but it does come at a high risk as well. Because as you all know, when you're working in freelance, it ebbs and flows, and sometimes there's a lot of jobs at the same time and sometimes there aren't any, so you have to just budget really well. So yeah, that's the downside with being freelance, but it's a nice option if you want to be your own boss. And within freelance, there are two ways of becoming a freelancer. You can either go have a look at a website and advertise your skills, so on websites like Fiverr, and then you'll be commissioned by an individual, and some of the work you could be is provide plans for planning permissions or just nice visuals and renders. Another way is that you can actually get hired by design agencies as a freelancer as well. If they maybe have a deadline, a really tight turnaround, just not enough staff, then they will likely seek out a freelancer. But you usually get those freelance gigs through connections, so if you've been in the industry for a little bit. Then another route you can go down on is to actually become self-employed. And this route is obviously really tough. It comes with a lot of hurdles, but if you want to do that, it can be so rewarding. Being self-employed obviously comes with the stress of trying to source your own clients, which can sometimes be really tough in interior design. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Again, it's who you know. So if you know a lot of people that actually want to renovate the house, that might be a good way to start. I know some people that are self-employed, and I would say out of all the interior designers I know, they are probably the happiest within their career, but I think it is a very hard way of getting there, and you need to be able to acquire clients and sell your skills. It's definitely not an easy route. And when you see interior designers on TV, they're usually self-employed, but I will be honest, it's really hard to become self-employed in interior design. I mean, self-employment in general is hard, but even once you actually have acquired the clients, which is probably the hardest part, you still have to consistently deliver and it's very, very stressful trying to get everyone to work together. You have to come up with lots of new proposals if the clients aren't happy, with lots of tight turnarounds, and then you have to get everyone together on site and organize everything as well with, say, the plumber and the electrician. So there's quite a lot to it. Then the last realistic career path that you can do after you've got an interior design degree is become a lecturer in interior design at a uni or any college, basically anywhere that teaches interior design. And this one is quite a nice option if you don't want to work in a fast-paced environment with lots of deadlines, and if you want to teach people that are passionate about the same thing as you. But what I will say is that jobs as lecturers are far and few in between, and there's a lot more agency jobs. But I think it could be a really nice option if you don't want to work in an office environment and if you like teaching people things. That was this week's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, then please like this video and please subscribe, and you can leave me a comment with any ideas for future videos. I have a list at the moment, but I'm always happy to add to them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week with another video. Goodbye.